When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troop's. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troop's, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome to the Tech4Troop's Music City 240. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. I am Rick Souza here with my co-host John DeRudris in the booth, and we have got a great race for you tonight.
We do. It's my home track. It's my hometown, just about 40 minutes away from me. I can hear the cars from here. I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be a great race. And, you know, the way that these cars have run at these kind of tracks, I mean, Vegas start of the year, very exciting race. And I expect the same tonight, Rick.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the track conditions tonight and the race info. We'll get right into that.
Absolutely. So 72 degrees, pretty cool night. Track tip at 75 means a little bit of grip. It's going to go into the nighttime, so going to be a pretty cool race to watch. 180 laps for you tonight, 60% fuel, 1 fast repair, 5 sets of new tires, and of course 1 green-white checkered. And of course we're always going to give away the Tech4Troop Scheme Skirmish and the Owl's Nest Racing Pole Award. And right now, I believe the last time I looked, it looks like our season opener winner, Luke Bullard, was at the top of the board.
He sure is. So right now we'll go back to our current tower information. Bullard is on top with a 29.67. So
what a possibility. Oh no, what happened to the 9?
The wall happened to the 9. All right, let's talk about your keys to tonight's race.
Absolutely. So first key to the night's race, you have to be patient with the tires. It's 1.5 miles. You know, it's a track that will eat up tires due to the surface, because turn 1 and 2 drive a lot different than 3 and 4. So you have to keep on top of the car and not overdrive it. Number 2, you have to not overdrive the corner. Kind of goes into, you know, key number 1. You can't overdrive, especially the entry, because if you get in a little bit too hot, those tires are not going to be your best friend on the later stage of the run. And third, I think tonight's you're going to see a lot of green flag racing, so executing on pit road is going to be key. It's a little bit tricky on older tires trying to get down this pit road, especially getting back on the pit road. Get back off the pit road. We've already seen some guys do just that, right what Hermes Castro does right there. Kind of not a perfect example, but a perfect example of how tricky it can be. We've seen multiple drivers, Rick, right out of the gate lose it out of pit road. So pit road entry and exit is key.
Little tricky getting on and off. So this is now our third race of the season. This is season 3 here for our Tech4Troop's Cup Series, and we've got some updated points. So right now we can take a peek at what we've got. Luke Bullard sits on top. Harley Barletta is right there behind him. Jeff Nairn is in third. Pete Woodrum in fourth, and Tyler Peebles in fifth.
Yeah, Rick, we got a lot of good names up at the front and new names into the series, or new names at the top, rather. I mean, Luke Bullard was begging for a win last year, and look, he's already at the top of the standings. Harley Barletta's up there as well. He already got a win, locked himself into the playoffs. It's definitely a different year, and I think the playing field is very level this year, especially what we've seen. Also, keep in mind, that Jeff Nairn guy, he's been up at the front as well, so pay attention to him to make a splash this season.
Absolutely. So on top of just individual driver championships points, we also have team points.
Absolutely. We're going to that a little bit.
So with our team championships, there's 11 teams registered. So we have NB2 Motorsports on top. Average Joe Motorsports 1 in second. Average Joe Motorsports 2 is currently in third. And Retro Racing in fourth, Ghost Racing in fifth, 43 Racing in sixth, Dark Tempest in seventh, DCR in eighth, SEM is in ninth, Owl's Nest Racing in 10th, and Redford Racing is in 11th. And again, everything that we do here, team championships, driver championships, there's incentives and points and money along the way for successful racing. All right, looks like we are gridding up.
It does. It always helps when there's a little bit of cash involved, Rick.
It does not hurt.
It does not hurt at all. So let's bring up our starting lineup for tonight's Tech4Troop Music City 240. On the pole with the Owl's Nest Racing Pole Award, you have Luke Bullard there looking to get home another win this season. And look who's right beside him, the drivers who won the first and second race. You got Harley Barletta in second. Jeff Nairn, who was running up front at Daytona in third, Ty Bostic in fourth. Charles Van Scoik is in fifth with Tyler Peebles starting in sixth, Ian Ogden in seventh, Dawson Hable in eighth, Ryan Pittman in ninth, and Joey Doucette in 10th.
William Mann Jr. is in 11th, and John Ledger is sitting in 12th. In 13th, we've got Colin Garrett. In 14th, Brandon Redford. In 15th, Mark Hanna. And in 16th, Mike Slagter. In 17th, Sean Shootman. And in 18th, on his outside, Russell Ottaway. In 19th, David Clayman. And in 20th, Grant Altizer.
Zach Ward rounds out your top 21 with Marco Berube there out of Canada in 22nd. Kane Vandemark in 23rd with Brad Previtt starting in 24th. Dave Sharon in the 9 and 25th, and Christoph Hall starting in 26th. Maurice Burnett 27th, Bobby Gibson in 28th. Rodney Uberpacker and Pete Woodrum round out the top 30.
In 31, you've got Evan Amick in 32, Ramas Castro in 33rd, David Overstreet, and 34th, Travis Murgard. 35th, David P. Sharon. In 36th, Freddie Durstock Jr. And in 37th, Jeff Nini. And 38th is David Watts. I think that rounds out our field.
It does. And I think we're about to go green, Rick. Here we go. From Music City, who's going to be singing at the end of this one? Who knows? But you got Bullard and Barletta out front. Green flag is out. And we are racing. Top line does not get a launch at all, with Barletta leading the pack.
All right, this is a lot of close racing that will be here at this track. Some of these guys really haven't had a lot of experience with so far this season. So another new track, different flavor of tracks that they've raced so far.
Going down to the turn 3 and turn 4. Looks like everybody's able to keep their car in the forward direction. Turn 4 is going to be the big one here. Who's going to tap that wall? Maybe nobody. Looks like everybody keeps it clean. Lap 1 complete, a 180. here at Nashville. And right now, Luke Bullard looking to set sight on another victory here to staple his choice to be one of a season favorite in season 3 of our Tech4Troop's Cup Series. And we got a caution on the track already in the back. It looks like the 5 possibly could have been involved, and the 44 as well. And there's is that the 38 car going through the grass?
I saw the 44. I think Christoph Hall was back there. I think from what I'm seeing and hearing from, you got probably Bobby Gibson may have been involved as well. Let's go back and try to find.
I'm hearing a lot of radio chatter between a couple specific drivers towards the back of the pack. We'll see what happens here.
All right, focusing here on the 28 of Gibson. 44 of Christoph Hall runs under, kind of drifts up, and unfortunately collects those two. And they tag the 91. 25 of Hermas Castro stays out of it.
He does. I just didn't think Bobby knew he was there. Oh, hard hit.
That's the 9 that comes in and tags the 44.
Oh, Freddie, move out of the way.
A little bit of side swipe there. So really, yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't think, don't think Bobby knew that that 44 car of Christoph Hall was right there. Unfortunate on lap 3.
Yep, he was under him. So here we are. We are just barely underway here. This is lap 4 of 180 laps, and our first caution.
Our first caution. So let's take a look at what we got going on the board. We got Bullard in first, Jeff Nairn in second, Van Scoyk in third, Barletta, Ogden, Pittman, and Bostic in your top 7, with Peebles, Hable, and Doucette rounding out your top 10 for tonight's race. You know, a driver that's really impressed me this season, Rick, has been Luke Bullard, as well as the 27 of Jeff Nairn. They find themselves up at the front. You know, the last 2 races, I mean, look what Jeff did leading the majority of the race at Daytona, and look what Luke was able to do and actually bring home that win at Vegas. So it was a big race, big season for these guys. Van Scoyk making a splash there in that beautiful number 41 with Barletta right behind him. Another victory for Barletta. You got, of course, his teammate right behind him, Ian Ogden. Ryan Pittman there in 6th.
Field bunching up a bit here. We're trying to give you a good shot of your favorite driver.
Yeah, if you're watching right now, comment your favorite driver's either number or last name here in the chat. It's going to be a good one. I think we already got 1 to green this time. There's Mr. Bostic there rocking that number 24 hat. I like that. Bostic, your stock just went up with me a little bit.
Well, we'll head back to the through the rest of the field. We'll see how it goes, and we'll try to spotlight your favorite driver.
Alrighty, and really quick, while we are under caution, I got a track fact. I had to pull them out pretty quick this time. What year was Nashville Super Speedway constructed? When did they basically finish building the Nashville Super Speedway? That is your question number 1 here for our first caution. And you will receive a grand prize of bragging rights.
All right, the lights are off on top of our pace car. We're about to go back to green next time by.
Alrighty, here we go. Green flag about to be back out here in the Music City with the number 3 out front. And we are off. Green flag racing back underway at Nashville. Field separates just a little bit. Look at how beautiful the field looks. 38 cars strong here tonight in the Tech4Troop's Cup Series. You got Barletta going into the outside of Van Scoyk there for 3rd. Makes the pass as they go into 3.
Luke Bullard continues to show us the way out in front. Jeff Nairn right behind. Field begins to bunch up a little bit, fighting for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Everybody's trying to find their way around this track.
We got some chatter on the radio. Doesn't sound like some happy drivers. Not sure what happened. Track seems to be clear from my perspective, but sounded like some not too pleasant drivers over the mic.
Well, I'm not surprised. We'll definitely see that as we get further on back in the field. Everyone's going to find their way, their line, their best way around this track, and it's not always easy.
No, I mean, we got basically a full field out here, 38 cars. Something's going to happen sooner or later. It's already seen it, where Bobby accidentally got into the 24. It happens. So just expect that here tonight, with all the cars that we have on the track. Making our way back through the field. A lot of great paint schemes tonight, Rick. I mean, this is probably one of the best races I've seen with all these different paint schemes. Wow.
I feel almost humming when you start to get into the schemes and everything.
It's like a spidey sense. You just sense you need to come into the broadcast. Absolutely. What's going on, Jason?
Absolutely. What's going on? Quite a bit, actually. I mean, I'm just kind of reveling in everything that you guys are doing and everything that the league is accomplishing. Just listen to the podcast from earlier today that posted with Harley, and that was really good and a lot of fun. And we just posted the results of our team skirmish from last week, and the winner was Sammy Harrell. I believe he was the 42 car, but we do have that up on the Discord, and I know it's up on the IWM broadcast, your Discord as well. So I'll be sure to get some of those links out there to people in the various chats, but wanted to bring some attention to him. And then one of the things that Tech4Troop's and Team 1111 are all about is bringing some attention to other, maybe lesser known funds and nonprofits that work with veterans and other support structures like that. And so I wanted to bring some attention to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. They work with TBI victims and PTSD survivors and soldiers coping with that. They have a really high recurrence of active duty soldiers returning to active duty after they've worked with this organization. So Mark Hanna is actually racing their paint scheme tonight. So I can't promise a victory for him in the skirmish, although I love how big Tech4Troop's is on the back there, and I think it's a really cool thing that he's doing, and it's great to bring some attention to this, the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund, and I will put some links in the chat. So thank you so much for letting me get in here and talk about some of the stuff that Tech4Troop's is doing and some of our other supporters are.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Jason. In fact, during your entire commentary, we've been featuring Mark's car on the broadcast and the logo for the organizations on his hood. Certainly, our entire league is very veteran-centric, so helping other organizations is what we like to feature as well. So.
Thank you. I did have one last thing I wanted to bring up. As you know, Tech4Troop's, we are nationwide. We do want to help veterans all over the place, and Tech4Troop's Gaming, my and our baby at Tech4Troop's, we want to reach out to veterans and people that support veterans worldwide. And that really requires getting the word out there, kind of ramping up our community, so to speak. And I feel part of that is rebroadcasting some of the races that are done here. So we will be rebroadcasting races on our Twitch and YouTube channels Thursday at, I believe the times are 10 and 6, but but I will absolutely verify that, and that'll be Eastern Standard Time. But that's just a way to get a few more eyes on it, some inclusion. So if you guys want something on in the background at work, we'd love for you to be a part of the community. Be a part of the community, if only as a lurker. That's perfect.
That's great. All right, we did have a pass for the lead while we were featuring Mark Hanna. Jeff Nairn is now taking over first. I think we may have that.
I think we do. It happened about 5 laps ago, I believe, and Jeff's checked out. Luke seems like his car is pretty tight right now. Don't know if that is because of hitting the wall, but Luke's tagged the wall quite a few times. We'll see right here. Here's the pass for the lead. Jeff going down low, getting that side draft off of the 3, going into 3. And yeah, the 3 just gave it up. The 3 was like, hey, go ahead, take that lead. So new leader, Jeff Nairn. I told you to watch out for that 27, Rick. He is going to be on point this race.
Well, you know, with a track like this, you've got older surface. It does eat up your tires. You know, you do have 6 sets, 1 on the car, 5 in the pits, but you're going to burn through tires quickly. 180 laps, you need a strategy. You need a plan.
You do. And what I've noticed is I've been watching Jeff's line compared to Luke's. Luke seems to be in almost diamonding the, not, I don't want to say diamonding the corner, but Jeff's running a slightly lower line through the corner, and it seems to be helping him out quite a bit. Right there, Luke ran a slightly lower line, but Jeff is not forcing it off the corner as hard as Luke is, which is going to save him some tires. So Jeff is in a good spot. Got to remember, they are part of NB2 Motorsports, both of those drivers, so teammates right there. So, you know, shout out to them putting their name in the hat, because, you know, think about this. The AJM has been the team to beat, and look at what happened this year. You know, you got Harley last week with the win, of course, but look who's out front right now, NB2 Motorsports. So it's cool to see those guys out front.
Yep, we've got Ryan Pittman will bring up the tower back. Ryan Pittman is sitting there in 3rd. Charles Van Scoik is in 4th. Harley Barletta in 5th. Ty Bostic is in 6th. Joey Doucette in 7th. Tyler Peoples in 8th. Ian Ogden finds his way in 9th. And William Mann Jr. is in 10th. So those 11 guys are working right behind the leaders.
They are. And just to answer the question from, car hit the wall. Don't know who that was. Was that the 38? I can't tell. It was like a red and black car, it looked like. Look, he kind of slammed the wall there. I may be wrong. That's 29. It was 2 cars ahead of him. Not really sure. It may have been Tyler Peebles. It looked like he really slammed the wall. But to answer that question, when was Nashville Superspeedway constructed? Well, I found their opening date of 2001, so I don't know if that's the exact answer. I actually cannot find what day that it actually was built, but it was opened in 01, so I guess we're going to go with 01. So if you guess 2001, then congrats. You have bragging rights for until the next caution.
Here we go. All right, so we are on lap 24. 157 are in the books. Jeff Nairn continues to show us the way. There was a little incident with Travis Murgaard. He went off the track a while back. He jumped in the pits. We'll just kind of flash back to see just what happened here to Travis. So I'm out of the throttle. And yeah, that's yeah, all right.
Surprised that actually didn't bring out a caution, but I guess he's below the apron.
Yep. All right, so back to live action here. Jeff Nairn continues to stretch out his lead over a minute between himself, but there is a battle for second, and Pittman takes it away from the 3 aboard. It's a long race, John.
It is. I mean, it is. Long race indeed. They've been battling pretty hard there, Ryan and Luke. I've been watching them on my other screen here, and they've been battling pretty tight. Some contact between those 2 drivers. and it looks like Ryan is going to be the one that takes that advantage. And what it looks like, from what I've noticed again, is that kind of what I was talking about before. Jeff's been the best driver right now that's been able to let the car ease into the corner and not let it drift up too high in the middle. He's doing a great job. We've seen some other drivers do the same thing, so shout out to Jeff. But right now, just past lap 28, Rick, and we're going to have some pit stops coming up here within probably the next 20 laps, I would say, 15, 20 laps. So expect drivers to come down pit road, maybe lap 45 to 50.
Yeah, so under green flag conditions, this could be pretty hairy with this pit road and entry and exit.
It sure will, especially, it'll get a little bit better because the sun has set, so the track is going to grip up as we race into the night and get under the lights here. But it's definitely going to change as this race goes on. Pit road's going to be a battle, especially if all these guys have to make their way down under green flag conditions. You saw Travis, don't know if he was trying to get on pit road, but it definitely is hard. It's definitely difficult. Right now, though, Rick, let's get back up to the front of the pack. Ryan Pittman is catching the back of the 27 fairly quick over the last 2 laps. Closed the gap nearly in half.
Yeah, his lap was pretty was 0.3 faster than Jeff Darren's that last time around. That's a significant way to close that gap. So we're featuring before, we had dropped down to Brandon Redford, who had tried to use what appeared to be a little bit of the apron, which is a little hard on this track. There's a significant change of angle and pitch between that flat apron and the racing surface.
It is, and where, like at a Kansas you can do it, at Vegas you can do it, but here it's a little bit odd the way that the corner sweeps as on the front stretch. So on worn tires you have to be careful, 100%.
All right, Jeff Darren continues to show us the way. We've crossed the 150 laps to go, 30 laps in the books. One minor caution from an earlier incident, but for the most part, nearly everybody is on the lead lap. 2 retirees at this point. David Watts and Travis Burgard have basically said, I think I'm done with Nashville, and they've moved on. But yeah, 35 cars still on the lead lap, and let's bring up that track map to see just how close we are. Let's go back up here to Jeff Darren. So he is about to come up on lapped car. I think that's the 91 of Bradley Previtt.
Yep. There he goes. There's Brad Previtt. Oh, crossing up in front of the track. He's all good, though.
Yep. So Brad goes a lap down, and so the next car that's in danger of going lap down will be the 77 of Evan Amick. Got about a straightaway before that 27, which is highlighted in green, hits that 77, which is in blue on that track map.
I've been to 2 races here at Nashville Super Speedway. Gonna go again here this summer, and the racing that we are watching tonight is exactly how it races in real life. You will have lap down cars roughly about 50 laps to 60 laps in of the race because of how this track affects the cars. And we're seeing that tonight. Jeff has been gaining on those back markers for the last 20 laps, and lap traffic is going to be a big factor, so watch out for lap traffic. If I had to make a 4th key of the race, I think that's a pretty big key if we go green. We go green.
So just to put it in perspective, that last lap by the 77 of Amick was a 31.26. Your leader turned in a 30.69, so nearly a full second separates those places. All right, so Jeff Nairn continues to show us the lead. Ryan Pittman is in second. Ty Bostic is sitting in third. Luke Bullard has slipped back to fourth. He's about to go back to fifth as Harley Barletta, the 41 of Van Scoik begins to slide up under him. I'll leave you to focus on that sponsorship, John.
Say that again, Rick?
Check out the sponsorship on the 41
Let
chicken
me...
something. I'm not sure how to read that from our vantage point here in the broadcast booth, but yeah, he is now up to fourth. Bullard is in fifth. Barletta is in sixth with Ian Ogden in seventh. Joey Doucette is in eighth. That's back to back. 11-11 drivers. Tyler Peebles is in ninth. And William Mann Jr. is at 10th, and he's got a gaggle of cars behind him in that mid-pack.
Looks like it's chicken
Yeah,
whiskey.
something.
Interesting. Yeah, really. I never actually heard of it before.
Nope.
But today's day and age, who knows?
Yep, got somebody sponsor you. So go for it. All right, we're going to take this opportunity real quick before we head up to some anticipated pit stops, and we'll run our first commercial break. It won't take long, and it will be side by side. You will not miss a thing.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troop's, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back. We've got a number of drivers who have made their way onto pit road. Tyler Peebles finds his way there. Mark Hanna is now on pit road.
It's that time. I wasn't expecting them to come down this early, but with 5 sets of tires, let's do a little math here. Pit on 41, pit on 82, pit on 123, pit on 164. My math is correct so far.
Leaders on pit road.
Yep, here he comes. This is really going to shake up the field, and this is where we could possibly see that caution come out, Rick. I mean, everybody seems, Rick, those two cars got into each other right there.
That's the 47 on pit road. That's Brandon Redford.
Yep, had a little bit of contact between, don't know who that was. They're chatting over it right now on pit road. I believe that's the 47 and the 69 of Colin Garrett. 69 on the track, 32 on the tower.
Balance of the group is coming in. Ian Ogden, Austin Abel, Ryan Pittman, William Mann Jr., John Ledger, Zach Ward, Bobby Gibson, David Overstreet, and Jeff Denis. Jeff Denis also had some type of incident on track. All right, so what you're seeing is a good bit of the folks have made their way on. I think we'll back out live. Charles Van Scoik, Joey Doucette, Hermes Castro, Christoph Hall, Maurice Burnett, Russell Ottaway, Rodney Uberpacker, Freddie Durstock, Pete Woodrum, and David P. Sharon have not pitted as of yet. Pretty much the majority of the rest of the field has come in. And we're seeing the rest of them begin to trickle back in. There's just a huge difference between fresh tires and worn tires here. Charles Van Scoik's last lap was a 31:01. And we'll start looking at some 30.36 for Jeff Nairn's last lap, a 29.82 for Tyler Peebles.
It's going to happen. That's the difference between 40 lap old tires and 2 lap old tires. It's a matter of about a second and a half. So it's definitely going to pay dividends. The longer that 41 car stays out there, he could be playing this long run. I mean, it's possible to make it. I mean, if he theoretically, he could pit on 50, 100, and 150 and pit 3 times.
Yeah, I just don't. We do have a fairly big field. You would expect that there will be caution flags that come out to bet on the fact that,
we just got word that he's coming up pit road right now, Rick.
All right, here you go. Well, they'll be coming out on lap 47.
Oh, make it. There we go.
All right, that's your leader, 41, Charles Van Scoik on pit road. He then turns over that lead to Freddie Durstock Jr., who has yet to pit. I'm guessing Freddie's in next. Or not. Freddie's going to give a chance to lead a lap, which he does.
Hey, that's a bonus point. All the points matter, especially early in the season. So that's important for that driver to get back on track. Running, that is actually a Tony Stewart throwback scheme that Kyle Larson's going to be running this weekend, I believe.
All right, he continues to chew through his lap. Here he comes down onto pit road. That's basically lap 48. Probably 49 if you count it. So he's made it to lap 49. I guess it's possible with caution he could choose to manage his stops. But going back out, your new leader, Ty Bostic. All right, based on the pit board, everybody has made it in, but the different flavors of when you came in. You got guys who came in on lap 41, guys who came in on lap 45, 46.
That's a big difference. I mean, especially if their sequencing doesn't line up and it keeps on having a 5-lap gap, because if you think about it, unless that was slightly a short pit at the beginning, this could really play into effect later in the run to see what kind of strategy is going to pay off. Because if they keep on having these 5-lap different, between who pits, that looking at the end of the race, it could be a 15-lap difference on tires. So we'll see what happens.
All right, lap 50 is in the books. We are more than 25% of the way through this event. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network to bring you the Tech4Troop's Cup Series Music City 240 here in Nashville. We appreciate you following along here, and if you watch it live, we appreciate you staying in and commenting on the broadcast. And for those who are watching it on replay later, we thank you for following along. We ask that you share this broadcast, send it to a friend. Oh, caution's out.
And there we go.
I'm getting worried it may have been Luke Bullard. Let's try to find that.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm hearing as well. Looks like something's gone on with that number 3 machine. See if he got loop. Oh, there's a blink, and he's back.
That may unfortunately have done that. Let's.
Oh no.
Back of the 15, the 19's involved.
He blinks again. Was the car hard hit for the 3. It looked like the car in front of him was backing it down to pit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the John Ledger. Let's try to back this up a bit from John Ledger's perspective. He was behind Luke. Yeah, Luke's definitely having possibly some connection issues. He's there, he disappears, he's back. 37 gets into the back of the 19. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's see what happened to the 37 as well. That's Sean Shootman. So we got a number of drivers actually who have come in, not just the three of Bullard, but Barletta, Ogden, Hale, Mann, Ledger. So you think this is a short pit opportunity?
Possibly. I mean, you have roughly 10 to 15 laps, maybe, or 13 to, well, really, let me rephrase that. 9 to 13 laps on these set of tires. You could, I mean, if I were Luke, I'd obviously, see get a quick repair. I don't know if he actually got one. It looks like the front end of that car is still a little bit crumpled up. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to fix that under conditions of without using a quick repair. So almost wrecked my entire broadcasting setup here. That would have been bad. Almost wrecked my entire broadcasting setup here. That would have been bad. Can't do that. What we do know that we should do is get back to green flag racing here. Pace cars down, Geico restart zone, they are in, and the gas pedal is hit. Green flag racing back here at Nashville.
Definitely backed up pretty heavily in the back of the field. Now look back in the field as we scroll through here.
Action going on in the back. 3 wide, 81.
3 wide.
That's Barletta, believe, hitting the wall.
15 is back under the 44. We're back here taking a look at this action towards the tail end of the field. Lots of swapping of positions here.
Yes, it is.
All right, as we head back up. Ian Ogden is currently leading the Tech4Troop's Music City 240. Colin Garrett now has made his way up to third. Both he and John Ledger have picked up 10 spots. Yellow is back out.
Yep, wrecking in the back. Wrecking in the back.
That's the 77 of Evan Amick in the grass. Contact with the 99 of Berube. Let's kind of take a little peek at that and see what transpired there. Contact Evan holds on to it. Oh, tries to save it.
Wow, Marco there. What a close call.
Marco escaped it. Oh, the 46 does not escape.
Wow, that was one of the
Huge hit.
hardest hits that I've seen. Absolutely.
All right, so that it's like the 46 T-boned into the 77 of Evan Amick. That 46, I'm scrolling. Do you have a name for that car? That driver?
What?
David
What?
Overstreet.
Yep, Overstreet. About to say.
Yep, you got it. Okay. Lap 77. So before we ask another question, who was the driver in our trivia?
So it's actually a current driver. It's Scott Dixon. So not Montoya, not Bush. It was good old Scott Dixon. And now I need to come up with another question for you all here tonight. Let's see. Let's go through my slew of knowledge that's just filtering through my head. My Rolodex here. Okay. This one should be a fairly easy one. Who was the winner of the first race back here at Nashville in 2021 in the Cup Series? Who won the very first race back here at Nashville Superspeedway in 2021 in the Cup Series? Should be fairly easy. Maybe. I know who it is because I went to both races. So
It is your home track.
it is my home track. I have to kind of know a little bit about it.
There's already a posted name in the chat. That's Kyle
is.
Larson. Yep.
Kyle Larson. Interesting.
All right, so lap 78. Ian Ogden is still in control. John Ledger in second. Colin Garrett in third. Pittman in fourth. William Mann Jr. in fifth. Austin Habel in sixth. Ty Bostic in seventh. So from Austin Hable. Let me rephrase that. Ian Ogden in first, Ledger in second, Garrett in third, William Mann in fifth, Austin Hable in sixth. They pitted last on lap 53. That is 25 laps ago. Ryan Pittman is he's currently showing in fourth. He pitted last on lap 63. So Colin Garrett may have a connection issue. He was blinking a bit. So, oh, and so here's an interesting fact. That driver or that person who's posting in our chat actually is a driver. I don't know who it is, but he is able to drive and comment.
Name yourself. Undecided Racing. Who is that? Who are you? Undecided Racing. That's not Hermas. Oh, what's up, Redford? How's it going?
47. Okay, so we implore you to stay focused on the track, but at the same time, that's Brandon Redford currently showing in 10th on the outside in that 47 Subway car, and he's got his speech to text going on, and he's commenting in the race. All right.
There you go. I mean, hey, multitask.
Let's go, Brennan.
Exactly. Let's go, Brennan. Looks like we are about to get green flag racing back here underway at Nashville Super Speedway. Out front, you have Ogden, Ledger. Right behind them, Colin Garrett right on the back doorstep. Watch out for that driver. We are green flag racing back underway at Nashville.
Watch the 8 car of Ryan Pittman. He has the fresher tires out of all those guys, and he is in the middle of a sandwich out there as they go 3 wide. Garrett moves up to second. '19 goes wide. 19's on old tires. Ryan Pittman is now in third. He's going under the cars labeled as 69 with the 32 of Colin Garrett, taking over second place. They are 3 wide behind him. Oh, in the wall. Can't tell who that was.
Was that the 6?
Just can't tell. I think it was the 6. You are correct. Austin Hable.
Yep, Hable's been going all over the place this race.
He's now on the outside of the 47 Subway car. The 75 is down low. That's Tyler Peebles trying to work his way around the 29 of William Mann Jr. as they come up on the 22 of Bostic. Six is holding their own as this field begins to shake out a little bit more to single file racing on that top 10. Kind of head back the field. There's a 25 of Hermes Castro, now up to 11th. He started this race in 32nd position.
You know, that's what he does. He makes his way up through the front, you know, piece by piece, driver by driver. I'm going to coin him as the closer. I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again here. Watch out for Hermes Castro to make his way through the field.
Back here mid-pack, we're seeing the 37 of Shootman, along with a number of other drivers, Clayman, Nerone, Naren, Slagter, Christoph Hall, making their way back up saw some of those names up at the front, but through a series of, we're back under caution again.
Oh, yep, got some action in the back. Again.
So that's the 54 of David Watts. Let's back that up a bit. So don't let anybody tell you that from an iRacing perspective, this is an easy track.
I would agree. This is probably one of the toughest ones, especially coming out of the corner. It's hard to judge. He actually had that car saved. It just had the left side of the car got a little bit upset with the apron and just shot him right up the track.
All right, so with 86 laps in the books, our 6th caution has come out. We are nearing the halfway point. We will near it. We'll probably cross it when we go back to green.
And to answer that question, who won the first race back here at Nashville Superspeedway? It, in fact, was Kyle Larson. He dominated that race. So it's going to be, Kyle Larson won the first one. Chase Elliott won the last year's race. And hopefully my boy William Byron can bring home a victory here in, I believe, on June 26th is the race. So make it a Hendrick fest here at Nashville. So we'll see what happens. Got some guys getting the lap back right there, and I believe everybody is staying on the track. Nobody on pit road. A couple drivers, Uber, Packer, Hable on pit road. They're some of the back markers on the field with Neon Watts.
All right, we're going to drop off for a commercial break. We'll be right back to the Tech4Troop's Music City 240.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troop's, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troop's Music City 240. We are under our 6th caution of the night, lap 88. And we'll be going back to green flag racing momentarily. I guess next time by, the lights will go off on top of our pace car. And as I said before, John, those guys still have not pitted. I'm guessing they're trying to do it on 3 stops, 50, 100, 150.
It could definitely be that. I mean, I'm very curious to see how this is going to span out, but very interesting how this strategy is going to play out.
Well, I mean, if they did their homework like a lot of drivers do, and they practice, and they felt that the tire model for this track was good enough to keep up, the fall off was not terrible, then they can hang on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this could definitely become a strategy race as this race plays out.
That Colin Garrett definitely has possibly some connection issues. He tends to wink in and out a little bit there. Colin is showing in 3rd. All right, lights are off on top of our pace car. We're about to go back to green next time by. So that will be exactly the halfway point.
It will be, exactly. Long race tonight. We appreciate everybody for tuning in, and if you're watching this on a replay or through what Jason's going to do with Tech4Troop's, we appreciate
are back just in time to go back to Green Flag Racing. Thank you for joining us. Pace car is down. Ian Ogden is in control. Wow, and we are underway. Did the 19 car also disappear?
The 21 down low. A lot of stuff happening there. I really have no clue, Rick.
I don't know exactly what happened on that restart. All of a sudden, I know that Ian Ogden, who was in control, dropped back to fourth inside of 2 turns.
He did. A very, very interesting series of events right now. But it looks like we have a battle up front. You have the 19 of Ledger. You have the 08 of Pittman, the 32. Well, actually, I guess the 69 of Colin Garrett right there, trying to make his name known here in the Tech4Troop Cup Series, of course. Appreciate him for joining on, and he's battling up front with these guys up front. It's been awesome.
All right, 19 continues to show us the way. Ryan Pittman in second, Colin Garrett in third. Unlike a lot of guys who just enjoy sim racing, Colin does this for, I'm guessing for practice, because he actually is a full-time driver, I believe, still. I know that in 2020 he was in the Xfinity Series. He was in the Gander Outdoors Truck Series with the K&N Pro Series. So he is also in the his limited sport division champion. So he is still an active racer. All right, Ryan Pittman is showing us the way. John Ledger in second. Colin Garrett is battling. Oh, contact back in the field.
Looks like everybody's avoiding it right now. Not sure who that was, but that's going to cause a big man. Never mind. We're in the contact again.
Trying to see that. Oh, there we go. William Mann Jr. Great shot of the 29. However, he's definitely got some left side. Oh, and rear end damage.
Yeah, not the shot he wanted us to take of that 29 machine. All dinged up.
Oh, that came out a little bit farther. Let's back that up just a little bit here. Goes up, tags the wall, a little bit loose. Oh, there's the shot by the 6 of Austin. That's Hable that came through and tagged him. Let's get a better shot of that real quick. Oh yeah. Well, Hable's got significant damage on that right front. I don't believe he has a right front tire. So.
Well, it takes 4 tires to drive around this place. So I guess you can make it around with 3, but
looks like he may have gotten that. That was a 29, so he's got that car fixed. Hable's coming out of the pits. Looks like he's got that car fixed. And a number of drivers who have come down here on lap 96, 97 have made it down onto pit road. Those cars we were tracking earlier, John, they did choose to pit here. I guess 96 is close to 100.
I guess so. Might as well.
Well, if you try to balance it, 53, then 96, if you can make it to 150, or sooner, really, 140, you're good to go. So in effect, those guys, anybody who stops now mathematically could make it on one more stop.
They could. They could. We'll see who makes their way down pit road. We will see.
So Charles Van Scoik is our current leader, and he will be the control car. He's got the 88 of Maurice Burnett on the outside. He will have the 15 of David Clayman behind him. And Sean Shootman to his outside. Christoph Hall will be sitting back there in 5th. Harvey Barletta in 6th. So some relative new names up at the front on this restart.
There is. Got a quick question. Well, actually, we're still under caution. But I got another question for everybody tonight about Nashville Super Speedway. Let's see, how can I phrase this? How many degrees of banking does Nashville Super Speedway have in the corners? How many degrees of banking does Nashville Super Speedway have in the corners?
All right, think about that question before we go back. And lights are off on top of our pace car. This is our 7th caution of the night, and we will be back to green next time by. Well, as we said earlier, we thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network, where we hold each and every week the Tech4Troop's Cup Series. This week we are here at Nashville Super Speedway for the Tech4Troop's Music City 240. But, John, where are we next week?
Next week, we are going to be making a journey over to the calendar, and I'm going to be seeing that looks like we are going to be driving at Richmond. We are going to be running 240 laps at Richmond Raceway, and we saw, I believe that was Alonzo King last year win at Richmond. We'll see if King can make his a comeback and have a repeat victory there at Richmond. So we'll be at Richmond next Wednesday night, same time, same broadcast network, and looks like we're going to have a restart as we speak. Cars are entering the Geico restart zone, and we are back under racing here with Van Scoik out front.
Looks like a relatively clean restart here, unlike that odd one we just had. We're going to go back and look at the replays and talk to the driver to see what happened there, but here we are. Looks like relatively clean. Charles Van Scoik is showing us the way. Like the 15 of David Clayman is going under Maurice Burnett.
32 got spun. Oh, and the 77 got spun to the back. That was Colin Garrett. Colin Garrett, not going to be a happy camper after that one.
Oh, big wreck. Mainly more, I guess, drivers are just stopping, trying to get their way through. There's a number of drivers with some connection issues back there, John.
Yeah, I think it just happens when everybody stacks up and gets close together with a 38-car field. All I saw was the 69 of Colin Garrett completely turned up into the front stretch wall. Not sure who turned him, but then I saw the 23, not the 77, get turned as well.
We had Bostic, Slagter, Garrett, Durstock, Doucette, Ward, Overstreet, Gibson, Bullard, and Amick all involved in that. See just what happens here.
Oh, did he lose it?
That was weird. Let's try to get a better shot from the top of the 22.
It. I need to see that again. Did I just see what I just thought I saw?
Just he's a little loose.
Loose. Oh, he just came across his nose. Okay.
Yep.
And
Nothing
then
intentional. We can back that up just a little bit real quick. And I think I've got a nose cam on the 22.
gotcha. I thought the 69 just got turned out of nowhere by no car. I was like, what in the world happened? But no, definitely the 69 right here got loose. Here comes the touch, nowhere to go. And that right rear of the 69 is not going to be happy. And then you come back here and believe there's
47.
Yep. Getting back into the 22. And here comes the 14 of Slatker. Meets them right in the middle. The 2
sneaks by.
But
hard
this. Hit.
The track is just littered with cars. A number of drivers have made it through. They're just trying to find a way to weave their way up through the track. And the 11 of Doucette just basically says, I'm just going to hold it here while you move out of my way.
Yeah, sometimes that's the best thing you can do.
All right. Number of drivers on pit road as we deal with that incident. That is our 8th caution of the night. Number of drivers and number of fans have chimed in and gave you some information there, John, as far as banking goes.
Let's see. What do we got here? 18 degrees, 13.9. Very specific, Jason. Very specific. Since there was a caution, I guess I have to give the answer, don't I? I really want to give it to you, Jason, because the technical answer is 14. So you're a 10th off. So I'll take it. I mean, there's probably banking on here that's not exactly 14 degrees. So if you guess 13.9 or 14, then yes, you were correct. That is the correct answer. Got another question. This is a little bit of a simpler question. What kind of track surface is laid out here at Nashville Superspeedway? What is the surface made of? Really only a couple options here. It's obviously not glass, even though sometimes tonight it seems like people are driving on glass, but what is the track made out of?
All right, lights are off on top of our pace car as you ponder that question. We are about to go back to racing here at lap 104, 105 at the stripe. Charles Van Scoik is back in charge. Bit of a stack up behind him, big with the 88 and the 81. 15 a little bit delayed on that outside line.
I mean, we've seen it all night. The outside line, it just seems like one of the lines just can't get going.
Yeah, I think as a driver, if you're in this race, oh, whoa, car's losing it.
Oh, hold on to it. That's a 75.
Peoples, right?
Yes, it is. Let's hope he keeps it down there. I don't see him. I don't know where he went. There he is.
Careful how you come back up.
And he kept it clean.
He did.
Probably not the kind of race he wanted to.
No, what I was going to say earlier is that, if you're doing this, it's 106 laps in, 8 cautions, almost 9 cautions. You can, frustrations, challenge of the track and the race, tempers will flare.
They can, and it could happen at any moment.
So we're keeping an eye as we walk our way kind of back through the field to see what's happening. That's a number of driver. That's Freddie Durstock. Freddie was in the pits for a bit. I think he's the last car on the lead lap. He came right up past the 6 of Austin Havers that's there. Some good racing back in the pack as these guys begin to try and find a way to get closer to the front with just 72 laps to go.
Yeah, this race is kind of making their way by really quick. You know, we've had the cautions, but, you know, with 72 to go, you got to get on it. And we've seen that right now at the start of this restart with Van Scoik out front. You got Clayman there. That's
Christoph Hall on the outside.
Yep.
The 81 of Harley Barletta, last week's winner, right there, currently showing in 4th, and Hermes Castro in 5th. Oh, contact.
Oh.
Car in the wall. Was that Mark Hanna? I think that was Mark Hanna.
I think you're correct.
Showing some signs of contact with that safer barrier on his right side. But he kept it pointing in the right direction. That's a positive thing.
It really is.
Back up front with David Clayman as he's working his way around the 44 of Hall. Definitely wide there, right in front of the 81 of Barletta. And you've got a fairly tight battle here for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 5th.
You do. It's going to heat up, and that's what I'm talking about. You're going to see these drivers push it hard right now and make their way up to the front. And, you know, as last week, the cream of the crop is going to start to rise to the top here as the laps wind down. I did not mean for that to rhyme. I really like that. Wow. I like that a lot, actually. I'm kind of impressed. Not to toot my own horn, but that was interesting. Okay, anyways, back to the front, like you were saying. We have a lot of these strong contenders out front looking to get a win. You know, Van Scoik, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, so what we're commenting on, if you heard me a little, that gasp, was the fact that David Clayman decided to utilize the apron there. This is typically not a track where you want to use the apron.
Not at all, unless you're, I mean, earlier in the runs you can, but would I recommend that over a series of laps? Probably not. It's probably not the best thing to do, but if you can make it work, you know, more power to you. But
well, that kind of goes into what your question was. You had asked what the racing surface is, and driver has responded. It's concrete.
It is concrete. That's why these tires get eaten up so badly here at Nashville. So concrete definitely makes this race a very interesting one. Because we only have a few concrete tracks on the schedule. You have Nashville and you have Dover. Rick, are there any other concrete tracks on the schedule besides those two? Bristol, yep. And
I think they're all owned by the same group.
They are owned by the same group. 2 of them in Tennessee. So,
but the interesting thing is what we were talking about earlier is that this apron is not concrete.
It is not.
So when you're dropping off and making that transition on and off Pink Road or on the apron at the lower end of the track there, you are on a different racing surface, which means the car will behave differently under power.
Correct. And that's the interesting portion of how this race goes on is, you know, could you utilize it? Yes, you can. Would I recommend it? No. But you can. But that's the beauty of this track, and I'm so glad that they brought it back because the racing is fantastic. I could not. I mean, I'm a little bit biased, but taking out the bias, it really is almost. You have to treat it almost like a mini Kansas, if you can say, without as much banking. And it's a fun one to watch, and it's a fun one to race here tonight. And looking on board, looking at Van Scoik there, still out front. We've got a pass for third, possibly. There goes Og. Maybe not. Thought he was going to make a pass. Oh, there he goes.
So 64 laps to go. Based on what we see, the majority of these drivers had a need to go back in and refuel just one more time. I think the challenge here is that Charles Van Scoik pitted last on lap 63.
Exactly. So
he needs to pit now.
He does. He does. Oh, shut the door on Hall there. Got a 2-for-1 there with Redford. So what a move by him. But as the race goes on, yep, strategy is going to be a big portion of this.
So speaking of that, Charles Van Scoik pitted last on 63, as did Christoph Hall, lap 63, and Russell Ottaway. He's further on down in the field, as well as the 88 of Maurice Burnett, who we saw up there earlier. Christoph Hall is now on pit road. He's coming down. I expect that we'll see Charles Van Scoik give up the lead at some point and make his way down the pit road. But with
What Ian Ogden was running there when he was in the lead. So we'll see how this plays out.
Just as a point of check, that last lap for Castro was a 30.69. We saw Ian Ogden in 30.07 his last lap out. So fairly significant delta, but when you think about it, he's pretty far back. He's nearly 40 seconds behind Castro. If Castro did not have to pit, he could easily win this race.
100%. I mean, it really is a great chance for him to bring home a win. And, I mean, we saw how good he was last year when he got on a roll. This could be dangerous. This could be dangerous for the other drivers if Castro starts getting on a roll here.
I doubt he can save enough fuel. I don't know what his fuel strategy is, but we just believe, we don't know for sure, we believe he will need one more stop.
Yes, I believe so.
All right, that's 20 laps to go here in Nashville. This race is winding down, and tire strategy and, more importantly, fuel strategy has played an important role in this race. We've had we've had 9 cautions to date. That has certainly affected pit strategy, but 20 laps to go, 19 laps to go. We're trying to second guess these guys.
We are. We'll see what plays out. But as it stands right now, Mr. Castro in the lead, 20 to go.
Currently in second place is Harley Barletta. He is 4 seconds behind Harley also has not stopped. Colin Garrett is in third. Colin Garrett did not stop. William Mann Jr. in fourth, did not stop. Woodrum in fifth. Darren is in sixth. Marubi is in seventh. And what do they all have in common? None of them have stopped. So top 7 have not come in.
Who's the first car that has, Rick?
Ty Bostic.
Yeah, Ty Bostic, and look at where he is. He's one lap down still. He's right there, though. I mean, if you come down,
right there.
This could be very close, but I would still give the edge to Castro. The reason why
99 is coming in. 99 is coming in.
I would give the edge to Castro because if he does come down pit road and Ian Ogden Ogden's on his heel. Ian Ogden is just now getting into one. Castro's going to have a faster car. Now, Ogden just ran a 30 flat. So, I mean, obviously, his time is going to dwindle down. But still, this is a very interesting portion of the race that we stand in. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, if these tires are going to last 15 laps and give you the fastest time you've got, now is the time to come in, get out there. You'll have fresh, sticky tires to get back out. You run them until they fall apart, which you won't need to. You won't see any tire wear.
You won't, but I mean, right now, Ogden's been on the track for 6-7 laps, just ran a 29.9. So Ogden's time's not even. Here he comes. All right, he's on the clock. Oh, was he fast, Rick?
Don't know.
It looked a little quick on my end. It's got to be clean. All right, Ogden is the man to watch now. Ogden is just now getting out of turn 2.
Barletta and Mann also in. Colin Garrett out.
All
he
right.
Was not held for a penalty, so that means he is good.
Ogden's out of 3. You're going to see him enter the screen right there, coming out of 4. Ogden just now passes the start-finish line.
He's getting his lap back.
Ogden is going into 1. Ogden should cycle out to your leader.
Now Bostic still showing as the leader. Ty Bostic is showing as the leader. Castro showing in 7th. 8 seconds back behind Bostic. Ryan Pittman is in 2nd. Ogden in 3rd.
All right. Can Hermas Castro catch Bostic?
Or I guess 13 laps.
13 laps. I mean, he's already cut the gap just slightly. Bostic ran a 30.1 his last time by. I'm going to track Hermas Castro. Castro at the line.
29.
He just ran a 29.9. So Castro is definitely faster, but does he have enough time? That's the question. He's got to make up more than 0.2 a lap. That's all I know. He's got to make up, if my math serves me correctly, about 0.7 a lap, just about.
That's going to be a challenge.
0.8 a lap, really? I mean, it's gonna be a challenge for sure. Last time at the line, Ty Bostic a 30.1. Hermas Castro
up to 6th.
Yep, a 29.9.
6 seconds back, and that is continuing to fall.
All right, I'm going to track them again at the line. Here comes Ty Bostic at 30.2. Castro 29.7. Picked up 0.5 right there. Castro is on the move. Does he have enough time?
Castro 7.24 seconds behind Boston. Earlier time was from Pittman. He is sub 7 seconds with 9 laps to go. That is potentially, unless there's a bobble from Bostic at the front, a fairly substantial delta.
Oh, he's dealing with the lap car right now. That's not going to play into his favor. I feel like we're watching Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson trying to battle. Well, I guess it's a little bit of a further battle than what they were dealing with.
That was a half a second right there, that bobble.
Yep, that was a big bobble right there. We'll see what happens. Castro just now coming out of turn 4. 7 or 8 laps to go. The gap is closed down to 6.2. That last time by at the line. Oh, Bostic slightly up in the wall. Castro's been running consistent 29.7s the last 3 laps.
Let's not forget about what's happening behind Bostic. Pittman is there. Ogden is there. Van Scoik is sitting in 4th. Tyler Peebles in 5th. And then Ramirez Castro in 6th. Down to 5.43 delta.
It is close. He ran another 29.7, Rick. Castro is running qualifying laps right now around Nashville. The big issue that Castro has, he has 4 cars in front of him that he's got to get by and then get past the leader. And right now he is in lap traffic. Here comes Hermas Castro trying to deal with lap traffic at Nashville. Can he get around cleanly? He's got around the 27 of Nairn just fine. He's right now trying to get by the 77 just fine. You got Bobby Gibson right in front of him and Tyler Peebles.
That's holding him up. He is getting held up by lap traffic significantly.
He's going to try to push Bobby Gibson. This is going to hinder Hermas Castro's. Oh, we're wrecking. No, we're not. Wow, the 9 that's going to ruin Castro's race right there. The 9 got bumped by the 75. At the line, you're looking at 4.88 again. Unless Castro can make up a second lap.
Oh, Bobby 28 almost lost it. Castro's hoping for a wreck here.
He has to be. I mean, that's the only way he'll get back up there. Castro has the car. We know he has the car. Does he have the time? I don't think he will.
5 seconds. 5-second gap with the 4 laps to go.
He's getting held up by the 41. Castro going to try to take the high line. Castro's falling back. Something's happened with the 25.
He cannot get through this traffic.
Something's happened with the 25, Rick. I've watched him.
Oh, contact. The 28 slammed into the back of Castro.
Castro did a little bit of a brake check. Castro is
off the
slow.
pace.
Something's going on with the 25. I don't know what.
He is off pace, falling way back.
Yeah, I mean, nothing significant happened, Rick. I don't know what it is.
Back up front with Ty Bostic. Now it's really up to Ty. He's got Ryan Pitton behind him. Ian Ogden.
8/10 is the gap. There's a lot of chatter over the radio on the 25. Castro's coming down pit road. What is going on?
We're watching Bostic. He has got a slight gap over the 8 of Pittman. Pittman's trying to close that gap, but he's got a lap car between him. That's the 91. Brad Previtt behind him.
He does. Can Bostic get the win? The gap is 0.8 of a second. They're coming out of turn 2. Hermas Castro has parked it.
Freddie Durstock is there. He moves up. Good sportsmanship on that side. The same thing you saw with Brad Previtt. Let the leaders go by. Stayed out of their way.
And here comes Ty Bostic to win the Tech4Troop's Music City 240 with Pittman and Ogden in 2nd and 3rd. Rick, I'm still shocked at what happened with the 25. I mean, he just, I mean, I watched him. He just went down and just parked it. Like, just parked it down pit road.
No idea.
I mean, he is going to end up at the back of the field. He went from 5th to 26th finishing 2 laps down.
Not the finish that we expected from Hermes Castro. He was almost there.
He was almost there. I hear a lot of chatter over the radio. Don't know who's. I see a lot of different drivers talking. I can't hear them, but I mean, I'm seeing like probably the most drivers I've heard talk all race long. Obviously, it's the end of the race, but Ty Bostic, your winner here out of NB2 Motorsports. We've seen them up front all race long, whether it was Bullard, whether it was Narin. You got Bostic bringing home the win for that team. What a big win for Ty to clinch his spot in the playoffs. Here we go, final race results. Ty Bostic, your winner, with Ryan Pittman in second, Ian Ogden with a second straight podium in third, Tyler Peebles in fourth, Charles Van Scoyk in fifth, John Ledger in sixth, Slatker in eighth, our in-race reporter, Brandon Redford in seventh, in eighth, Sean Schubin in ninth, and Russell Ottaway rounds out your top 10.
Harley Barletta finishes in 11th, Austin Habel in 12th, Colin Garrett in 13th, William Mann Jr. in 14th, Maurice Burnett in 15th, Jeff Nairn in 16th, Evan Amick in 17th, Marco Bruby in 18th, 19th is Joey Doucette, 20th is Kane Vandemark.
In 21st, you have Freddie Durstock. In 22nd, Christoph Hall. 23rd, Grant Altzer. And 24th, David Clayman. Mark Hanna rounds out your top 25 with Pete Woodrum in 26th. Unfortunate race there for Hermes Castro in 27th. Rodney Uberpacker in 28th. Overstreet in 29th. And David P. Sharon in 30th.
Finishing our finishing order, Luke Bullard finishes in 31st. Not the race I think Luke had planned for himself, but Zach Ward finishes in 32nd, Brad Previtt in 33rd, Bobby Gibson in 34th, David Sharon in 35th, David Watts in 36th, Jeff Nini in 37th, and Travis Murgaard in 38th.
All righty, well that concludes the race. Let's get to some post-race interviews here at Nashville. Rick, do we got anybody who wants to join us? We got Ian Ogden potentially. All righty, let's talk to him. Let's bring him in.
Ian, welcome to the broadcast booth. Congratulations, another podium.
Yeah, appreciate it, Rick. It was interesting.
It was definitely a challenging race. It seemed like it started out one way, and then we had that rash of cautions that kind of maybe jumbled up people's strategies, and then here we are.
Yeah. I think I saw you guys talking about it on the broadcast under caution one time. I was looking at the broadcast. We definitely, the whole AJM team tried a different strategy to flip it just a little bit, and then we got back on cycle there towards the end. But is what it is. Finished third. I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we kind of figured it was a 50, 100, 150 approach there to try and pull it off, but it's hard.
Yeah, it is. I'm sweating.
All right. Well, a great position, a great finish. So
appreciate it.
Any shout outs you want to give tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. AJM, my teammates over there, we got so many of them now. It feels like we got Joey, John, Harley, William Mann Jr., Austin, Colin was in there racing with us tonight. All those guys do a great job. They definitely like to collaborate on pitch strategies and stuff like that, so it definitely helps out. 1111 Veteran Project, Tech4Troop's for sponsoring the league. We got Racing for Heroes on the car, and who else we got to thank? We got somebody else to thank. I know we do. How about the admins of the league? We'll thank them.
Great. All right. Well, congratulations on your P3 finish, and then Ryan Pittman joins us here in the booth. Ryan, it's been a bit.
Is it hot in here to y'all? Do y'all see that?
Just a little bit, yeah, Ryan.
Before I started this thing, I forgot to turn my fan on, or at least plug it in. About halfway through the race, I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh geez.
And I was trying to do like a pit crew pit stop there under the pits, try to run over there and plug my fan in real quick.
Well, hey, maybe you need to leave your fan off more often because you finished up in the top 3. It's been a minute since you've been up here on the podium. So run us through your race. It was a long 180 laps here at Nashville. A lot of different cautions coming out. Run us through what you saw on the track.
Yeah, it's something with these cars. Like, you get back in the pack and you're just racing side by side, 3 wide and everything, and it's really hard to get strung back out. And that's kind of where I need to be, is kind of strung out and kind of just target one guy. That's like from the short track racing kind of thing, where you're like playing chess with one guy throughout the whole race. You pass that guy, okay, now you're playing chess with that guy. This whole 3 wide stuff, it's not for me, man. But no, we had fun there. That was good. Me and Ty and Ian and all of us at the end. I got in the tie a little bit. We had the checkup, and I got a bump from the rear with about 12 laps to go and brushed the wall a little bit. So that made it entertaining, but it was fun.
No, it's fun to watch as we were kind of watching those laps tick down. I guess you're probably hoping there was a few more laps to try and see if you could catch up.
Yeah, I was looking up ahead, and there were just no lap cars. I was really hoping we get at least a few lap cars to kind of spice things up a little bit, but
Well, that's what we thought, because for a while there we saw Mr. Castro making his way back up, but then he encountered a bunch of lap cars, and that pretty much ruined his night.
oh yeah. Yeah, I saw him up there for a bit. I had to race him a little bit. Anytime you're racing around Castro, it's like, oh god, I hope I can beat him.
Well,
But
congratulations on your P2 finish. That's awesome. So
yeah, hey, it's not Daytona. It's a good comeback from Daytona. Us 3 at Retro Race, and we're not Daytona. I think we finished 28th, 29th, and 32nd last week. So
well,
we'll take it.
Tyler finished in fourth. That's great.
And he was under the weather tonight. He texted me. He's like, "Hey man, I don't know about tonight. I'm not feeling it. I'm so sick." I was like, "Oh, you'll be all right. You'll probably beat us anyway."
Well, I mean, all
But
3 of you guys finished top 10 with Sean Shootman finishing in ninth. So that's
yeah,
great.
man, that was awesome. That's awesome.
Well,
Y'all do a great job up in
congratulations
the
on.
too.
Oh, thank you. Congratulations on your P2 finish. Any shout outs?
Oh, just my team. Obviously, Sean, uh, Tyler, and just a little shout out to Mike Slagter. He made that paint scheme for me. I told him I want a Chevy with a Solid Rock logo on it, with a little back bumper that said "Supports your local short tracks." He's like, "I'll hook you up." So
Well, you did
yeah,
a great job. Congratulations
yeah,
on your
man.
P2 finish.
Yeah, but appreciate it.
Got it. All right. Way to go, Bug.
Appreciate it. How's it going, guys?
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was some great strategy. You worked yourself right up to the front at the right time.
Yeah, I decided to short pit a lot of the field later in the race, and that last green flag stop, and I took 2 tires, and it ended up paying off for me.
I think there was a number of times where this, as you were making your way around, there were some scary moments. I thought I saw you down on that apron a couple times.
Yeah, I caught a few doors a couple times, but it worked out.
It sure did. John, any comments?
I'm happy to see, the variety of winners. Congrats, Ty, on an awesome race. And we've had 3 very different winners this season. NB2 was up at the front for the majority of the race. So with Jeff, you had Bullard there as well. So with Bullard with the win, now you with the win, what does this do for a team going forward, especially going into the playoffs later in the season?
Yeah, it's just good for our confidence. Obviously, it locks 2 of us in, so it's good for teammate racing in the playoffs, but it's just good for confidence in general. Obviously, me and Luke struggled, couldn't get a win the last couple of seasons, so both of us getting one each early in the season definitely helps with that.
Oh, absolutely. It's good to now you can breathe between now and playoffs.
For sure, it makes it a little bit easier. It takes a little pressure off. I'm
It
still
sure
going to try to
does.
execute and stay up front.
Well, any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, shout out to all my family watching. Shout out to broadcasters and all the admin that run the league and all the racers. It's a good time.
Well, we enjoyed watching you, and again, congratulations to yourself and to your team.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, that kind of wraps up our broadcast tonight from the IWM Broadcast network of the Tech for Troops Cup Series Music City 240 here at Nashville. We want to thank you for tuning in tonight. We had a great group of online viewers in our audience tonight. We appreciate that. We also ask that you go and check out our weekly podcast that the IWM broadcast team puts together each and every week, detailing not only what happens here in the week to here at the Tech for Troops Cup Series, but also we cover things happening topical in NASCAR and just whatever happens to be on our minds. Plus, we usually have the winner of this week's race, and we expect to see Mr. Bostic in the booth for our podcast for next Wednesday. So if you have an inkling, you want to hear what we ramble on about for about an hour, feel free. You can go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify or iHeartRadio or one of our streaming services and take a listen. So for John, for myself, and the rest of the folks here at the IWM Broadcast Network, we thank you for tuning in and giving us this opportunity to come into your living room or computer and put on this show for you. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys. See you next week at Richmond.